Brad nods, returning Tanya's hug. Yeah, wouldn't miss out on this feast. I'm starving, he says, his stomach growling as if to emphasize his point. The four of them followed Tanya and Cara into the dining room where conversation is bubbling with excitement. Michelle and Liz were retelling their story of their eventful girls' night out to everyone. And then Tanya comes back holding a giant medal shouting, I won! I beat those frat boys! She was smiling so wide. She was so proud of herself, Liz says, throwing her hands into the air. Carla sets her dish down on the table along with Carole's. Are you telling them about our girls' night out last week? That was so much fun. We should do that more often, Tanya smiled. Maria laughs, listening to the story with interest. Wow, sounds like you guys had a night to remember. Beating some frat boys at a game? That's impressive. Liz nods, still recounting the details. Yeah, it was a blast. Those frat boys didn't stand a chance against Tanya here. And yes, we should definitely do more girls' nights out. We always have a good time. Craig chimes in, joining in the conversation. I bet those frat boys were sore losers, huh? I can already picture them losing to a bunch of girls. Hillary laughs, adding her 2 cents. Oh, they probably were. It's always fun to see the look on guys' faces when they lose to a girl, especially ones as confident as frat boys. They were so mad, and they thought they could beat me. Ha! I was hyping myself up to the girls I met at the bar before we even started, Tanya says. Can I get you guys something to drink before we sit down for dinner? Cara asks Carla and Brad. I'll take a beer that I brought into a glass, please, Brad says. I'll have one of those cranberry martinis, Cara. They're delicious, Carla smiles. Coming right up. And for you, Carole and Tom, can I get you guys something? Cara says. I'll have an orange martini. Carole says. I'll take a Corona with lime, please, Tom says, greeting Gionni. Smells delicious in here, man. How long until the turkey is done? I'd say about 10-15 minutes. It just came out and I gotta let it rest before I cut into it. Gionni smirks, nodding his head. Nice to see you guys. It's been a while. He pulls Brad and Tom in for hugs. Brad pats Gionni on the back, returning the embrace. Yeah, it's been too long, man. We should get together more often. Tom sniffs the air, looking around for the source of the delicious smell. That turkey smells amazing. You outdid yourself this year, Gionni. Can't wait to dig in. Oh, Cara, my boys should be here right before we serve. I told them between 5 and 5:30, Gionni nods. Just as the words slip out his mouth, the doorbell rings again, bringing in their final guests. 1 second, he says, hurrying to the door. Hey, glad to see you guys. I just took the turkey out, so you're right on time, Gionni says, inviting his friends inside. Come in. Set your dishes on the table. Everyone's in the dining room, Gionni says, greeting his friends, Pete and Richard. Pete and Richard enter the house, carrying a sweet potato salad. They greet Gionni, laughing as they enter. Hey, Gionni, good to see you, man, Pete says. Richard nods, agreeing with Pete's sentiment. Yeah, and that turkey smells incredible. You really outdid yourself this year. Gionni smiles, closing the door behind his friends. You know me, I could never resist going all out on Thanksgiving, and you know I love cooking. Pete and Richard head into the dining room, setting their dishes on the table before joining everyone else. As Pete and Richard walk into the dining room, they greet everyone with warm smiles and hugs. Hey, y'all! Good to see y'all! Pete grins, taking a seat next to Liz. Richard nods, sitting down next to Maria. Yeah, been a while. How's everyone been doing? Everyone starts catching up and chatting with each other, exchanging updates on their lives since the last time they were all together. Cara introduces Pete and Richard to Rebecca, who they hadn't met yet. Pete, Richard, I'd like you to meet Rebecca, Marnie's sister. We met her at Marnie's intervention, and since then she's gotten very close to us, Cara says. Rebecca, this is Pete and Richard, Gianni's close friends from his childhood. Rebecca stands up to shake their hands. Nice to meet you guys. Pete and Richard both smile, greeting Rebecca warmly. Pete shakes her hand, saying, Pleasure to meet you. We've heard wonderful things about you from Cara. Richard nods in agreement. Yeah, we're glad to finally put a face to the name. Aw, well that's sweet. It's nice to meet some more of Cara and Gianni's friends. Everyone's been so welcoming. I love it. Rebecca smiles gratefully. Pete grins. Oh, we're family, not just friends. We've known each other for years, so when we say we're welcoming, we mean it. Well, it's nice to be a part of your family, Rebecca says. Liz smiles, nodding in agreement. We're glad to have you a part of our family. The more the merrier, right? All right, everyone, the turkey is ready, Gionni says, carrying the turkey onto the table. You may now uncover your dishes, he says. Yes, let me get some placemats and some extra chairs from the basement. We actually have a seating chart, so before we get to that, please arrange your dishes accordingly, Cara says. Michelle, would you come downstairs and help me? Cara asked. Michelle nods, getting out of her seat. Of course, no problem. I'll help you carry the placemats and chairs. As the two of them head to Cara's basement, a thought in Michelle's mind wouldn't go away. Don't you feel bad for not inviting Cris? Is there a soft spot in your heart at all? Michelle blurts out. Really, Michelle? You're bringing this up now? Cara retorts, rotting through the basement to find the extra chairs for the table. Of course I don't feel bad. Don't you realize the blowout she caused the last time she was here? I'm appalled you're bringing this up right now, Cara says, handing Michelle the extra placemats. Michelle rolls her eyes, taking the placemats from Cara. She follows Cara back up the stairs, continuing to press the issue. I know Cris caused some drama last time, but she apologized. It doesn't feel right to leave her out. Well, to me it does. If Cris were a true friend, she would realize the damage she caused. Why are you bringing this up? Have you spoken to her before this? Cara asked. She took the 2 chairs she was holding and put them up by the top of the steps. Michelle put the placemats on one of the chairs and then followed Cara back down to grab the other 2 chairs. Michelle sighs. I ran into her at the supermarket yesterday while I was grabbing ingredients for my dish. I told her about the dinner we were having at your house, and she asked why she wasn't invited this year. I didn't know what to tell her. Cara pauses, stopping in her tracks. She looks at Michelle, a hint of irritation in her eyes. You mean to tell me you told Cris about the dinner we were having without asking me? Cara, she asked me what I was doing for Thanksgiving. You know I'm not good at lying. I had to tell her the truth. Cara pinches the bridge of her nose, sighing in frustration. Michelle, you know Cris isn't invited. Don't you remember the last time she came over for an event I was having? She caused a scene and stirred up drama. Have you learned nothing from that? Michelle winces, feeling guilty about bringing up Cris now. Well, yes, she did cause drama, but it's Thanksgiving. It feels wrong leaving her out. She is not a part of our family, and she is definitely not one of my close friends. I haven't forgave her for what happened, so therefore I don't need to invite her. Point blank, period. Here, take this, Cara says, handing her a chair to take upstairs. She grabs a hold of the 4th chair and the 2 of them head upstairs back into the dining room. Michelle takes the chair obediently, carrying it upstairs. She follows Cara back into the dining room, feeling the weight of the situation. Fine then, Michelle shouts. I'll just drop it. Yeah, just stop. It's better not to have her here. I don't want any more drama during the holidays, Cara says. I just want to have a nice dinner, surrounded by my family and friends. I don't want a raging drug addict at the table. You better not bring this up during dinner. You would embarrass me and my husband's friends. Please just drop it, Michelle. Cara whispers to Michelle as they carry the 2 chairs into the dining room. Cara takes the placemats and napkins and sets them down where she wants everyone to sit. She retrieves the 2 other chairs, placing them at the right end of the table. All right, Michelle says to herself. I'll keep it cool. Cara scans the room, looking around at everyone gathering around the table. She spots Pete and Richard sitting at the table, catching up with Gionni. All right, guys, please stand up, and I will let you know where you're all sitting, Cara announces. Gionni, would you mind pulling out the fine china plates? They're in the china cabinet down the hall. The orange and red ones, please. I also have some dessert plates for later. They're small and orange, Cara says. Gionni nods, standing up from his seat. He grins at Cara, amused by her bossy demeanor. Yes, ma'am, I'll go get them right away. Okay, and for the seating arrangements, it will go as followed. Gionni and I are at the front of the table on the left side, Cara points out to the 2 chairs at the front. Then on Gianni's right side of the table, I have Michelle, Tanya, Rebecca, Susan, Hillary, and Don. Next to Don, I have Pete and Richard at the right end of the table, and next to Richard's side, I have Maria, Craig, Tom, Carole, Michael, Liz, Carla, and Brad, sitting next to me on my right. All right, everyone? Cara says out loud, making sure that everyone understood her. At Cara's announcement, everyone nods, listening intently as she calls out each person's name and seat. Some chime in with confirmation or a comment. Maria raises a finger, asking a question. Hey, is there reasoning behind the seating arrangement? Well, I wanted to sit the couples next to one another and have my close friends on the other side of the table. I feel like it works better, Cara says. Maria nods, her question answered. Ah, the couples sitting together, nice and strategic. All right, and here are the plates, Gionni says, handing everyone a plate. You may now serve yourselves. I will cut the turkey, Gionni tells them, pulling out his electric cutter. Cara walks into the kitchen, grabbing her fine china silverware and handing everyone a fork, knife, and a soup spoon. The room fills with the sound of chatter as each person serves some food onto their plates. Everyone marvels at the spread of the Thanksgiving dishes before them. Gianni's turkey in the middle, followed by Don's mac and cheese in the corner. Next to Don's dish was Cara's master salad. Next to the salad was the cranberry sauce with a fine china spoon in the middle. Next to the sauce was the stuffing and the mashed potatoes. Right underneath those 2 dishes were the roasted vegetables and potatoes, followed by Michelle's famous lasagna, the green bean casserole, and the squash soup, all in order from left to right. Then they had the sweet potato salad, and to finish it off, they had Liz's pies and Rebecca's pinwheels and cookies. They all compliment Gianni's turkey, appreciating the effort he put into the meal. As Gionni begins carving the bird, Cara brings out the fine china silverware, adding a touch of elegance. Once everyone has food on their plates, they start digging in, enjoying the rich flavors and textures of the dishes. Everyone had each other's dishes on their plates. Alright, now since everyone has their food, Cara calls out, clinking a glass. We're now going to say grace, and I will give a quick toast before we start eating. Does anyone want a refreshment before we start? Cara asks, standing up from the table. You may now make your way over to the bar if you would like another drink, she calls out. Michelle, Liz, and Tanya all chose red wine. Rebecca wanted another cranberry martini. Pete, Richard, and Gionni all chose Vermont sticky maple beers. Tanya and Susan went with Darnie martinis. Hillary and Don chose white wine. Craig and Maria opted for an apple cider spritz. Carla and Carole went with ginger cranberry cocktails, while Michael, Brad, and Tom chose pumpkinhead beers. Once everyone had their beverages, Cara took her seat back at her spot and clinked the glass again to get everyone's attention. We give thanks to this food prepared by loving hands. We give thanks for life, this freedom to enjoy it all, and all other blessings. As we partake of this food, we pray for health and strength to carry on and try to live as you would have us. This we ask in the name of Christ. Amen, she says. The room chatters full of amens and grace. You may now begin eating, everyone, Gionni says. The room is filled with the sounds of appreciative murmurs and satisfied sighs as they relish the food. This is fantastic, Rebecca says. Everything tastes so good, Liz adds. There's a warm energy in the room filled by a combination of delicious food and good company. As everyone starts eating, the conversation picks up. People compliment the food and discuss the quality of each dish, comparing notes on flavors and techniques. John chimes in, turning to Gionni and Cara. You know, Gionni, you really outdid yourself this year. This turkey is some of the best I've ever had. Glad you like it, Gionni says, appreciating the compliment. Pete, who had been taking a bite of the turkey, chimes in next. Yes, seriously, Gionni, this is some damn good turkey. Did you brine it or something? Gionni nods, a proud grin spreading across his face. Yeah, I did brine it overnight. I also stuffed it with herbs and onions to give it extra flavor, but I guess the secret ingredient is just my cooking skills, he jokes, earning a round of laughter from the group. Cara claps her hands together, still standing at the head of the table. Well, everyone, I'd also like to propose a toast, she announces, raising her glass in the air. To family and friends, and to everyone being here today to celebrate Thanksgiving together. Cheers. Cheers, everyone says together. There's a collective clinking of glasses, and everyone takes a sip of their drink before going back to eating. The room is filled with a warm, friendly energy as conversations start up again throughout the table. This cranberry sauce is delicious, Susan says, complimenting Carole and Tom's dish. Carole smiles, looking over at Susan. Aw, thanks so much. We tried a new recipe this year, and I think it paid off. Tom chimes in, adding, Yeah, we used some orange zest and a dash of cinnamon for a little extra kick. Well, I have to say you really pulled it off wonderfully. It tastes delicious, Susan says, smiling. Carole grins, feeling satisfied with her culinary creations. Thanks so much. It's always nice to get compliments on her cooking. Tom adds, a proud look on his face. I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. Maria, sitting across from Tom and Carole, pipes up. You know, I usually don't like cranberry sauce, but this is legitimately delicious. Way better than the canned stuff. That canned shit is disgusting, Cara laughs. We only serve the best for our guests, she comments. Rebecca chuckles in agreement. Yeah, I wouldn't wish cranberry sauce on my worst enemy. Hillary and Don, sitting nearby, nod their heads, adding their agreements. Conversation at the table varies throughout the meal. People chat about various topics from work and family life to current events and hobbies. As Cara finishes her food and stands up from her seat, her attention shifts to Gionni. Babe, do you want my turkey? Gionni shakes his head, patting his stomach. Nah, I'm stuffed. That turkey was delicious, but I don't think I can eat another bite. Does anyone want more of anything? Cara asks. There's a chorus of polite no's and I'm fulls from around the table as most people have finished their meals. A few hands raised in the air, signaling a request for seconds, and Cara smiles. All right, I'll go fill up any plates for those who want some more. As Cara finished up handing out seconds to anyone who wanted it, she sat back down in her seat. So, are we going to address the elephant in the room? Michelle asks, clearing the silence. Everyone looks up at her, confused, as her eyes glance over to Cara. Not here, Michelle, Cara says. Everyone's attention is now on Michelle and Cara, perplexed and a little confused by Michelle's statement. Gionni, who is sitting across from Michelle, pipes up. What on earth are you talking about, Michelle? How Cara took it upon herself to not invite Cris, Michelle blurts out. Cara's hands fall over her face, hoping that Michelle wasn't trying to start something. Dawn's face goes pale and then lets out a, oh dear. Silence folds over the table as the others process Michelle's words. Hillary's eyes widen in surprise and disbelief. She didn't invite Cris? She repeats, looking towards Cara for confirmation. Cara sighs heavily, bracing herself for the impending conversation. She nods slowly, confirming Michelle's statement. Yeah, I didn't invite Cris, she admits begrudgingly, her expression a mix of guilt and defensiveness. I think we can all recall what happened the last time Cris was here, Liz comments. She got into it with me first, bringing her drugs to the party and breaking out into a fight with me. Susan nods, backing up Liz's statement. Yeah, Cris has a tendency to cause drama wherever she's around. I don't blame you for not inviting her, Cara. Cara glances over at Liz, nodding her head. Exactly. Why do we need to recall this previous drama? Cara asked. It's not necessary, Michelle. I told you to drop it. Cara shakes her head. Michelle raises her hands in defense. Hey, I'm just calling it as I see it. I don't want her here any more than the rest of you do. Don't get me wrong. I just don't understand why we're acting like this is so abnormal. We all know Cris is a mess. Well, you know what? I don't understand why it's such a big deal. We can all agree that we don't want her here, so why bring it up? It's irrelevant. And of course, the fact that you took it upon yourself to tell her that I was hosting a Friendsgiving party at my house is so just uncanny of you. You didn't have to tell her anything. I wasn't asking you to lie about anything. Just don't say anything, Cara says. Why is that so hard to understand? And by bringing it up, it sounds like you're lying. You want her here to cause drama. Michelle rolls her eyes, clearly irritated. So now I'm the bad guy for bringing it up, the fact that we excluded Cris? Please. And I told her you were having a party because I thought it would be better coming from me than from you. She wanted to know why she wasn't invited. She's delusional then. I'm sure everyone can agree, and she knows why she wasn't invited. Did she forget what happened in October? That fight she started with Liz over drugs and alcohol? That girl is fucked up, Cara says. Liz nods in agreement, crossing her arms. You're right, Cara. Cris has been nothing but a pain in the ass ever since we met her. She causes drama wherever she goes. Pete, overhearing the conversation from across the table, chimes in. Pete looks around the table, making sure everyone is catching the conversation. Yeah, we all know Cris can't handle her drink. She got into a physical fight last time she was here, for crying out loud. I'm not saying she shouldn't be welcome, but I definitely understand why you didn't want to invite her. Susan nods, joining in. Yeah, Cris is notorious for her drug and alcohol binges. She gets aggressive and argumentative when she drinks. I don't blame you for not wanting her here, Cara. I wouldn't want to deal with her behavior either. Michael also chimes in, sharing his thoughts. Yeah, Cris is a pain in the ass when she's drunk or high. She ruins everyone's good time. And the fights. Jesus, the fights. I think you made the right choice of not inviting her, Cara. See, Michelle? People agree with me. Just drop it. You're not getting anywhere besides just starting unnecessary drama, Cara says. Michelle looks around the table, realizing that she's outnumbered. She huffs and crosses her arms. Fine, I'll drop it, she reluctantly agrees, clearly still irritated. All right, everyone, if you are done eating, you may scrape and rinse your dishes and put them on the counter. You may come and sit down afterwards. I don't want everyone to feel bloated or too full while driving home, Cara announces, changing the subject. No rush, she called out. The guests begin to scrape off their plates and rinse them off before setting them down on the counter. Some people take a minute to stretch and talk amongst themselves, while others start tidying up the room a bit. The atmosphere is slightly still tense from the earlier argument, but people are starting to relax and settle down again. Eventually, everyone finishes scraping and rinsing their plates and heads back to the table, taking their seats. Gionni, with the help of Liz and Carla, gathers a stack of dirty plates, bringing them over to the kitchen. I have dessert plates by the sink if anyone wants pie or cookies, Cara says, pointing over to the sink. Everyone murmurs their thanks, some people immediately getting up from their seats to grab a dessert and a clean plate. Gionni hands out pie cutters to those who want pie. He handed out the beautiful china silverware that Gianni's mother gave him when Cara and him got married. The room is filled with the sound of chatter and laughter as people slice into their slices of apple, pumpkin, and cherry pies, along with Rebecca's pinwheels and cranberry orange oatmeal cookies. The china silverware glims under the soft lights, adding a touch of elegance to the room. Gionni takes his time making sure everyone who wants pie has a slice. I hope you guys enjoy my cranberry orange oatmeal cookies. They're my mother's recipe, Rebecca says. Everyone turns their attention to Rebecca, eager to try her cranberry orange oatmeal cookies. Don, who is sitting nearby, grins. Ooh, cranberry orange? Those sound delicious. I can't wait to try one. Hillary, sitting next to Don, nods in agreement. Yeah, I love oatmeal cookies. I'm sure cranberry and orange are a great combination. She grabs a cookie and takes a bite, her expression morphing into one of delight. As other people around the table began to try Rebecca's cookies, murmurs of approval fill the room. Tom, who is sitting across from Rebecca, takes a bite of the cookie and smiles. These are really good. Your mom taught you how to make these? Rebecca grins, clearly pleased with the compliments. Yeah, my mom's a great baker. She taught me how to make these cookies when I was younger. They were always a hit at potlucks and parties, so I thought I'd bring some today. The conversation about the cookies continues, with a few other people around the table chiming in with compliments. Cara smiles. Rebecca, these are excellent. Your mom's recipe is a real winner. As chatter fills the room and the guests finish eating their desserts, Cara and Gionni work together to clear the table and cover everyone's dishes for leftovers. They sit back down at the table and listen to the conversation with the others. We're thinking of throwing a holiday party this year. Would you guys be interested in coming? Cara asked, extending the invite to all of her friends. There's a chorus of yes and definitely from around the table. Rebecca, who is sitting nearby, grins. Absolutely, we'd love to come to your holiday party. Susan nods in agreement. Yeah, we're always up for a party. Plus, I bet your holiday decorations will be on point. You always have such good taste. Cara laughs, blushing at the compliment. Great, I'm so glad you guys want to come. The date will probably be the 20th or the 21st. Gionni and I are inviting our families as well. Michael, sitting nearby, perks up at the mention of Gianni's family. Oh, your folks are coming too? I haven't seen them in a while. That'll be nice to catch up with everyone. Yeah, I hope everyone can make it. It'll be fun. I have a lot of things planned. We're hosting a gingerbread contest, having a white elephant gift exchange, decorating snow globes, hosting karaoke, and we'll probably watch a fun Christmas movie to go along with it, Cara says, smiling. Everyone at the table looks impressed and excited by Cara's plans for the party. There's a chorus of, that sounds fun, and I love karaoke, from around the table. Hillary grins. A gingerbread contest, you say? Count me in. I think I have a winning recipe. Carla laughs. Oh, it's on. I'll bring my grandma's gingerbread recipe, and we'll have ourselves a real competition. Richard, who is sitting across from Carla, chimes in. I haven't done karaoke in years, but I'm down for a little sing-along, and I'm always up for a good gift exchange. What's the budget on this white elephant idea you have? So this white elephant idea is actually a bit of a game. Everyone brings a wrap gift to the party, and the players are supposed to draw numbers and sit in a circle where they can all see the gift pile. The first player selects a gift from the pool and opens it. The following players can choose to either pick an unwrapped gift from the pool or steal a previous player's gift. Anyone who gets their gift stolen in this way can do the same. Choose a new gift or steal from someone else. The budget is usually under $30. However, I'm not sure how many people are coming, so I will let you know if I change it. It usually depends on how large the group is, Cara explains. The group listens intently as Cara explains the details of the white elephant gift exchange, nodding and asking questions to clarify certain aspects. Don, sitting nearby, chuckles. Oh, I love a good white elephant gift exchange. It's always interesting to see what kind of strange and hilarious presents people bring. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I played for my bridal shower, and that was a long time ago, so I'd like to try it again with a larger group of people and with Christmas on its way, Cara says. Hillary smiles. Speaking of Christmas, are we doing Secret Santa as well? That's always a fun addition to holiday parties. Cara nods. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. We're doing Secret Santa as well. I've got a special website for randomizing names, so it'll be easy to assign partners. We'll each be given a specific person to buy a gift for, anonymously, of course. I'll probably host another event after Christmas specifically for the Secret Santa, so anyone who wants to join can put their names into a jar, and I will randomize the names, Cara says. The group murmurs their agreements, appreciating Cara's organization. The conversation drifts to how people typically shop for Secret Santa gifts, what their budgets look like, and if there should be a theme. Are you thinking of doing a theme with the Secret Santa, Cara, or do you just want to go with the flow? Liz asks.